Hey, gun people. It's an officer-involved shooting in Tennessee. This cop does some things that I'm gonna discuss on why maybe he shouldn't have done what he did, or how he kind of set himself up for the situation. I'm still not. The video's unclear why he's contacting this guy, but I'll play it real quick here just to.
Okay. Do me a favor. Can you stick your hands out for me?
Okay, I gotta talk about it. Why? You notice his window is tinted and is halfway down. The guy's looking back. You also notice where the car's parked. This isn't what I call a good approach. When you approach a car this way as a cop, you're approaching in a very open with no cover. If you're behind the car and you're approaching, the suspect has to look at you at a mirror, and if he has to shoot at you, he has to turn completely around and fire over his shoulder, which means he can't really get a good aim, and it takes the advantage away from him to be able to get a good shot on you. So you're a lot safer approaching from the rear of a car than from a side of a car like this guy. So kind of an error here. Again, I'm not sure why he contacted him, if he pulled him over, if there was a suspect. I tried to read in the description a little bit. I couldn't figure out why he contacted or what he's doing with this guy. This guy's 62-year-old. He ends up getting killed later, but I don't know why he wanted to take this cop out, but he did.
There you go.
Okay, suspect, when you asked him to put his hands out the window, he showed you. He didn't just put them out. He showed you they were empty, kind of like, see, they're empty, and then he went back to hidden. Okay, that's a clue. This guy he's kind of manipulating you. Is he being stupid? He could be. But he also could be being pretty smart to get you to drop your guard and it coming up. You know, this guy isn't taking his eyes off the guy. He's looking at him. He's got his sights on him. He's kind of locked. That window isn't all the way down. Again, why the cop is contacting him, I don't know. The cop is already hinky because he's not just walking up on a guy. You see him, he's going to walk close here, and then you're going to see him back away. So if he knows there's something up, he puts himself out in the open with no cover. Not good tactics. I'm not cracking on a cop. You can learn from this. You know, you always want to have a place to jump, hide, retreat back to, or get to if shit goes south. And in this case, it goes south, and the cop's kind of out in the open.
Just keep him out for me. Put him on your steering wheel, okay? Just put him on your steering wheel for me.
Ask him to put him on a steering wheel. Ask him to keep him out. The guy didn't do either one. That's a clue. Not only did he not do either one, he's kind of ignoring him. The cop picked this up as a clue because you notice the cop is backing up now. He's not going forward. He starts backing up, creating that distance, getting that lag time, getting my decision time, getting farther distance to give me more time to react to what the suspect does. It also moves me closer to my car.
Okay, I know.
Backing up.
2001 Ford Trap, black and color, NSR, Valley Spring. That's right. I'll be out with it here at Burton Branch.
Okay, so the cop ran the plate, and that was dispatch coming back, telling him it was a black car, gave him the plate. He knew the car wasn't stolen. He knew who it returned to, and now dispatch should know who this officer's out with. But again, the officer backed away and went all the way back to the car. Now, he's got distance. He's a little behind, but he's got the engine of the car for cover or concealment if the guy starts shooting at him. But what does he do?
Safe self-storage.
He walks away from that cover.
For someone? Who is him? Oh, you went on here? Okay.
Just roll the window down. He's been talking to me this whole time, and now all of a sudden he rolls the window down. Why? When you're dealing with people, you've always got to be asking, why is he doing this? I didn't ask him. Things that I asked him to do, like put his hand on the steering wheel, he didn't do. When I asked him to put his hands out the window, he didn't do that. I didn't ask him to roll down the window, and now he rolled down the window. A lot of things should be hinking up on this cop going, hey, this isn't really a good idea.
What's your name?
Notice how far back he's talking to this guy. This guy is looking out the window. I mean, if I was the guy and I was up no good, I'd be like, dude, if you're going to talk to me, walk up to the car. You want me to get out, I'll get out. You want me to show you? So I'm not going to sit here with my neck facing backwards to talk to you. A reasonable person would probably do that. This guy ain't going to do that because he's got a plan. he's got ambush on his mind. He knows that the cop's being hinky, and he's just waiting for the best opportunity for the cop to drop his guard to make him easy prey.
Chris, you got your car on drive or reverse?
Bad move. Very bad move. You never let a suspect know that you notice he's doing something that jeopardizes your safety. The cop is already kind of, you know, you can tell by the questions, the cop is like, what are you doing here? Who are you waiting for? I'm waiting for him. Who's him? So the cop has already got all these clues that this guy is just not being reasonable. Cop probably should have, you know, looking back, cop went, you know what, I probably should have went back car and said, you know what, send me another unit. I got a suspicious person. He's not really cooperating. I don't know what's going on. And then he could have moved his car behind him. He could have walked behind his car. He could have said, you know what, stay in the car. I'll talk to you, man. I got another unit coming. I don't care what you do. Just stay in the car. And now I'm going to stand back here and I'm going to wait for another unit. Because there's a lot of flags going on here. And again, I still don't know what the initial reason for contact is. Is there been burglaries in the area? Has this storage place been hit with burglaries? Is this a suspect vehicle? Why is this guy parked here? If he's got something in storage, why hasn't he punched in a code and went in? But a whole bunch of things just aren't making sense. And now this cop lets the guy know that I think you're up to no good. Is your car in drive or reverse? Why? Because I'm about to run your ass over after I shoot or I'm going to flee. That's what the suspect's thinking, but he's also thinking, shit, the gig's up. The cop just caught me. I'm going to go back a little bit so you hear that question again.
What's your name? Chris? You got your car on drive or reverse? Why?
This is why. Bang. Okay, so this went down pretty quick, and the officer did what I call an oh shit panic move. This wasn't planned. He didn't think about it. This was not one of his options. The cop wasn't thinking, if this guy pulls a gun right now, I'm going to jump down on the other side of the car, draw my gun. Why the cop didn't draw his gun, why he didn't return fire, I don't know. The cop was very much into flight mode. I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm not engaging this guy. I think the cop was shot in the vest. I don't know if he was shot somewhere else. But the cop was in flight mode, and he was in panic mode, and he was trying to get the information out on the radio, and which kind of freaked him out and stopped him from maybe engaging is the car. I mean, this guy started stalking him and backing up. I'm going to go back here again. I want you to watch this car. After he goes down, when he says, why is your car in drive? I'm not sure what kind of answer he was looking for. Was the guy going to say it's in drive because I'm ready to run away? I mean, the answer to that question was going to be no good. There's no good reason for his car. And I don't know if he just put it in drive or reverse and he saw his lights, or if it's been that way. If he just put it in reverse, that should have been another clue. The fact that the cop asked him is another clue. The cop had a lot of things that he was seeing, but he just didn't put them all together and go, you know what? Because he's looking at a guy, he's 62-year-old. He's like, I don't want to, he's got a decent truck. He's probably not going to shoot at me. I mean, looks like a legit guy. His car's registered. It's in his name. He's kind of answering my questions. Maybe he's just hard of hearing. So the cops started kind of rationalizing away all these clues. And that's great when you're a bad guy. If I'm trying to sucker someone in, I'm gonna fake demission, pee my pants, and maybe fall on my knees and fake a heart attack till they come in so I can stab them in the throat or something. But, if you can get your victim in closer, whatever you got to do, and this guy was doing it pretty damn good. But I want you to watch this car. I'm going to try to pause it if I can.
Why?
Okay, so suspects on the ground here. I want you to watch in the background. This car actually backs up when he starts firing. So cop's scrambling, he's on his knees, he's trying to get out on the radio. There's his car. Watch the guy's car come in here. See the car backing up now? The truck is actually backing up, and now he's still firing. So this guy isn't just shooting to get away, he's shooting to ambush. He wants the cop. So this puts a cop in a little bit different situation. If he'd have shot and ran away, the cop would have stopped running, he could have went to the car, he would have been more able to lessen that lag time on what's going on, let me formulate a plan. Because the cop was constantly being hunted and fired and chased, he was never able to enact any plan. His only thing was to get distance, run, and get it out on the radio so I got help coming that I'm being shot at. So he was never able to get to the point, what's my best way of shooting back? Should I take a prone position? Do I need to return fire? How many rounds has he fired? Is he out of bullets? Why is this guy chasing? Because in his mind, he's like, why is this guy chasing me? What, do I know him? What the hell? You know, his whole fight or flight, 200 beats per second, you know, blood pressure, all these things happen. And this cop is just total in, I got to get some distance, and I got to move and buy some time till I get some help or till I can draw my gun. Now, when he gets over here in a corner and he still continues to run, I'm not sure I would have done that, but I don't know if the guy was hit, if he was hurt, if he was shot in the vest. Sometimes when you're hitting a vest, it feels like you're hit with a sledgehammer. It freaking hurts and you don't know if you're bleeding or not. You just got a big stinging pain, you know, kind of like if you get shot with a paintball on your skin. It hurts. So you don't know if you've actually been shot or penetrated till you look. He's still shooting. This cop's like a midget at a urinal. He's on his toes running. He's hauling butt. He's getting distance. Okay, so why isn't he returning fire? Why did he have his gun out? I don't know. Right here, telephone poles, good cover and concealment. Getting behind there either in a prone position or in a standing position or kneeling position, getting your gun out and get a good stabilized shot and make that car look like Swiss cheese. You know, if you can make your adversary, if he wants to chase you or he wants to approach or gain distance on or gain, you know, decrease his distance on you and get closer, you make him advance in a wall of bullets. That will take away his motivation to get closer to you. This cop was just so much in flight mode, he never went into fight mode and returned fire. So even after he gets his distance and he's all the way over here, he's kind of in shock that the car's coming after him. And instead of taking a position and lying in wait and setting up to my advantage so I can take this guy out, if he pulls around this bush, I'm going to have my gun ready to put a bead in his ass and I'm going to empty my mag on him. Instead of doing that, he's continuously stayed in flight mode, and he's probably worried about his injuries. Am I shot? Am I bleeding out? Do I need to stop the bleeding? Do I need to give first aid? How long is this guy going to chase me? You know, the longer distance I got, the better I feel. So, okay, so the cop, the car right here has had time to turn around, and now he's driving forward, and he's coming nice and slow to come get you. I mean, right here, you know, I'd be cueing the Jaws music. Dun-dun, dun-dun. Because this guy is like, I ain't running, I ain't scared, and I'm going to get you, boy. And he's coming.
After me, Black. Ford F-150. Ford F-150, Connie.
So he's trying to stay behind this bush here and just hide. Pretty good video, a lot of errors. Always approach from the rear. Always keep your suspect in a bad position for him to engage you with a gun, knife, or quick movement. This guy's got to either open the door, he's got to step out, he's got to turn around, he's got to take his seatbelt off, he's got to shoot over his shoulder, or he's got to jump out of the vehicle. All that requires him to telegraph what he's doing, which gives me time to react to that, get my gun out and put rounds on him before he's allowed to get rounds on me. But if I make it easy for him to shoot, I walk in front of my car, I'm to the side of him, and all he has to do is put his gun up over the window and fire rounds at me. Then I make it easy for him to not only have the advantage, but to keep the advantage. You always want to keep these, keep your adversary at a disadvantage, make it harder for him, make him do things that's going to make it clear to you what his intentions are, and that way it gives you time to react and a better way to save you. All right, we'll end that there. Oh, wrong button.